There's Hurts. He's back. He is floating the football. It is caught. Touchdown! Touchdown! He gets it over to Alshon Jeffrey.
A great throw by Jalen Hurts. He gets hit after the throw, but Alshon Jeffrey on the back shoulder fade makes the adjustment.
He showed courage. He hung in there, Mike, and took the hit and got it to Alshon Jeffrey, who had turned around at the goal line, made the catch, and backed in.
All right, that was a terrible intro here, but you knew it was coming. With
it was pretty bad. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was just pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right. But see, now what we've done is we set the bar low because Jalen Hurts' performance was fantastic, right? Exceeding all expectations in the first half specifically. They went for over 300 total yards in the first half against the number one defense in football. They got Miles Sanders going, even if it really was for only one play, the 82-yard touchdown. 14 first downs and over 300 total yards in the first half. They get the infamous spark that Doug Peterson's been talking about, that everybody's been talking about by putting Jalen Hurts into the lineup. It was palpable in that first half for sure. And the defense did their part in the first half. 4 punts, a pick, a missed field goal for the Saints. But for the first time in some 55 games, the Saints allowed a 100-yard rusher, and it was a quarterback, Jalen Hurts, over 100. And then they allowed 2 100-yard rushers because Miles Sanders got over 100 as well. So I thought the defense coming with that sack fumble in the second half on Taysom Hill, and then Hurts and the offense turning that into points was big to kind of get the final margin for Philly. Did he do enough to get the start next week? Clearly, yes. Doug Peterson has come out and said he will start in Week 15 for the Eagles. Has he done enough now to make the Eagles reconsider Carson Wentz's future? I don't know if we're there yet.
Yeah, I think this is interesting to watch. And I believe it's interesting because Jalen Hurts being inserted to the starting lineup not only gave the Philadelphia Eagles a spark, but I think it gave the offensive coaches an opportunity to hit the reset button on the composition of this offense. The offense that showed up against the New Orleans Saints was unlike what we had seen previously because they were committed to the running game. They used design quarterback runs. They ran some read option stuff. They did movement passes. They did simple isolated routes on the outside. Nothing that was, I would say, mind-blowing, but it certainly had a different tilt or different slant to it than the offense that we've seen with Carson Wentz. Also with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had a level of calm and composure and poise that I think you don't necessarily expect to see from a rookie. When you listen to the comments of his teammates, they talked about being a natural leader, how he'd been a winner. They saw him playing these big games at Alabama and Oklahoma and how he was built for the moment. I just think it was the perfect storm, and I think it gave Doug Peterson a chance to lean into some other aspects of this team that maybe they hadn't utilized while also playing complementary football, and it worked for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Look, we all have kids, and this is what I was thinking of, and Rhett, as you get older, you're going to see more of this, but there's a thing in the morning that every parent goes through, which is we've got to get the kids in the car, and you're going to have at least one where you're like, we got to go. Let's go. We got to go. Get your clothes on. Get your lunch. We got to go. You're constantly just yelling, we got to go. We got to go. We got to go. To me, that's when I watched Jalen Hurts. The thing he did best in this game was the urgency that he played with, where Carson, we could say, man, the tackle got beat, the guard got beat, all these other issues. They don't have guys open. But he didn't speed up his clock to account for that. And I think you give Jalen Hurts a lot of credit in this game. There was plays, we'll show it on the aftermath, where guys are getting beat right off the snap, but he's decisive. He's taking off and running, or he's getting the ball out of his hands. He just played with a lot more urgency, I would say, than what we'd seen from Carson Wentz. I thought that was the biggest difference in the two.
Yeah, DJ, it's funny because now we've talked about like the evolution of the quarterback that we've seen in the last 3 years, right? Where we saw Lamar Jackson come in and kind of give the Baltimore Ravens a spark, and they rebuilt their offense. I'm not putting Jalen Hurts in that same category, but when I think of the Taysom Hills, I think of the Lamar Jacksons, not necessarily the Kyler Murrays, but even the Josh Allen. I think now we have to kind of rate quarterbacks differently, and we have to think about total yards. So pass yards, rush yards, total offensive production at that position, because I think it matters. And there's no doubt that he jacked up their running game. He gave Miles Sanders a boost, and now it's a different feel for how you have to defend them. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward in terms of how teams defend this offense now that they've seen Jalen Hurts play a complete game.
All right, let's keep it going here. This is takeaway number 4, and let's get to the rookie because he's chasing Rookie of the Year.
Takes the snap of the gun, fakes left, now has to cut through. Ball is out, a fumble, picked up by Chase Young. He's running at the 45-40, has blockers in front of him. 25-20, 15, 10-5, touchdown! Chase Young, touchdown Washington!
He has a sack, a forced fumble, and now a touchdown. Folks, we actually saw this in practice on what was their turnover Thursday, which was actually Friday. Montez Sweat tipped a ball, Chase ran in for a touchdown. It was apparently just a practice and a warm-up for this moment here.
Yeah, look, they're practicing, and apparently it's carrying over. That's an understatement there when you look at what Chase Young did in this game. Making plays at the line of scrimmage, batting balls down, chasing from the backside, just so active. And look, we can look at the stats, and we can find guys that have had impressive rookie seasons. We had Jeremy Chin on the show last week, who's been outstanding, and he's in that conversation. We've seen Antoine Winfield do some really good things. But if we're just saying who's the best rookie, I mean, who's the best football player, it's Chase Young. And this was another example of that, Bucky, when you watch this game.
You know, DJ, it's funny, right? Because we talked in the draft, he was the best prospect in the draft. Combination of size, strength, athleticism, the production, all of that. So you take him number 2 overall, and Chase Young is giving you exactly what you expect. Immediate impact, disruptive player. I look at this Washington football team, and their level of physicality stands out on tape, particularly on defense. They get after it, they're physical, they're nasty, and they're able to do it in what I believe is a very simple scheme. Chase Young has been a difference maker, and yes, when we're talking about Defensive Rookie of the Year, look beyond the stat sheet. Just turn on the tape and watch them, and you feel his presence off the tape. He is a dominant player, and the Washington football team is going to be a tough team going forward because their defense can play the right way.
So I thought the headline from the Washington Post this morning was pretty fitting considering what we're talking about here. The headline was Chase Young demands attention, and now Washington football team does too. And I think they got it right here. And we're not box score scouting here on the Move Sticks podcast, but I mean, read the box score in this one, okay? 6 tackles, 1 for a loss, a sack, 2 passes tipped, the scoop and score fumble recovery, and 2 quarterback hits to go along with it. I mean, like, he stuffed it in every category that you could possibly imagine. And even when, I just thought it was interesting at the very end of the game, even when he wasn't on the field, the camera was still on him. The ISO kept going back to Chase Young as Washington was trying to ice this game. And I just I think about that, and I think about the conversation that's been reported that Dwayne Haskins had, his former Ohio State teammate, with him during that month-long stretch, almost 6-week stretch, where he kind of went without making a huge impact on the game. Only had 1 sack in that stretch. Said, look, the things that you were doing in college don't work here. You got to find a way to make an impact in different ways. And man, did we see that in this game. He was as impressive a defensive rookie performance as we've seen all year.